there, this is Atul, and in this video, I'm going to look at the agentic AI jobs in 2025. What are the top skills you need to get in order to get these jobs? We're going to look at the jobs in US, Canada, UK, India. We're also looking at the different channels like LinkedIn. Also, the basic concepts you should know in order to learn and become an expert so that you get these jobs. And I'm also going to give you the complete roadmap or this path, including the what all hands-on lab, the project, or things that you should be doing in order to become or get these jobs. Also towards end, I'm going to give you my three-step framework in order to not only get become an expert, but also the jobs or what all things you need to do in order to get the jobs as well. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Atul. I have, as I said, I have close to 2.5 decades of IT experience in total, where last few years I've been working on cloud, data engineering, and so on. Now, these are some of the clients which I've worked across the globe, across in majority of time in UK, but also in US, Middle East, and as far as Ghana um, and Europe as well. Now, I've gone and I've done and gone from earning less than $100 a month to then earning here in the UK 425 pounds a day, 500, 700, 900 pounds a day. And these days I help my clients in order to implement these things and then also learn. So this is what we're going to cover as well. And within this, below this video, I'll also share this or give this framework or the guide. So there'll be a link to download this guide, a whole um, the path, as well as a free class where we cover this three-step framework as well. So check the description below. Now with that, let's first look and directly on what are the jobs available, which I'll talk about as well. So if you go and look for jobs in the US, the best thing and easiest thing I think I found is just go to Google still and type agentic AI jobs in USA, and you'll see tons of jobs available, which are both remote as well as online. And you look at these and go some of these things, which I'll open in a minute. You do the same thing for UK. Where you see, and you'll see your Canada or UK, you will see all the jobs as well. The best way I think found is you go to the LinkedIn, and on top of LinkedIn, there's a search on Agentic AI. There'll be job option. So if you open your LinkedIn, and there'll be a section called on right hand side here, jobs, and this is where you just type Agentic AI, and then you should be able to get these jobs, which is about and then select the country, which is US, UK, Canada, whatever the country is, it'll give you those lists. Now, when you search on some of these jobs, you will see a common pattern where every job is looking for in terms of when you're looking for the jobs, what are skills they are looking here. So this is a job from uh, Capgemini, and they're looking for someone to build, test, and refine agentic AI systems, also including multi-agent frameworks, workflows, agents, autonomous processes, also the AI framework as well. So that's why whatever I'm going to cover next is based on these hundreds of jobs which you've seen and look across the site as well. So first and most important, if I'll point you to this framework or this path, this is the whole path which is broken down to 5 phases. So first phase is about building your foundation, where you look and build your basic concepts, and we learn all the concepts like AI, machine learning, generative AI, deep learning, LLMs, foundation model, and so on. I'll show you in a minute what you think you should be doing. Also understand prompt engineering, and then AI types, different types, RAG, LangChain, automations, agents, agentic AI, and so on. So once you understand the concepts, then look at the tools and processes or tools which are available both from low code, no code, and also if you're a developer, then uh, then looking at Python as a coding or programming language. That brings me to the first question which I get when I posted this on the is that, hey, do I need to be a programmer or do I need to learn coding in order to learn or get agentic AI jobs? Now, the answer depends. The is what kind of a job role you're doing. If you're going for a developer role, then yes, knowledge of Python will be helpful to build these agentic AI. But then there are also low code, no code, where with a very basic drag and drop, there are tools available, which I'm going to show you in a minute, which you can do and learn. So you can still get agentic AI jobs, uh, which are not just a developer role, but designing an agentic AI systems, or doing a project management on agentic AI, or doing administration and management of those agentic AI workflows, deploying them, ethics committee, and so on. So uh, answer is no, it's not mandatory to. Having a Python knowledge will be helpful, And if you're part of my program, we are going to cover, we cover anyway, you know that Python, we cover that. But if you're not a developer, then there are low code, no code tools, which we'll see in a minute, which you should be doing, learning. So coming back to the point here, once you have done understood the low code, no code tools and what are the options and available to you, that is when you do use case mapping, which means you identify the business problem and look at what kind of things you'll be implementing in agentic AI, what are frameworks you'll be using, what are the LLMs you'll be using, and so on. So map that and build a end-to-end workflow for this as well. And once you have done, then the phase number 4 is about building and deploying. This is where you're, if you're a developer, you'll be developing. If you're an architect, you'll be asking developer to build that as well. So this is where you will build that the agents and actually go and deploy, test it. If you're a tester, you'll be testing these workflows. If you're a security person, security. If you're administrator, you'll be probably be deploying these agents on a CI/CD environment and so on as well. And then finally, once you've tested this, phase 5 is about rollout, go live, implementation, support, and so on. So this is a 5 phases. If you go a little bit deeper into this, let me first go back to what are the basic foundations. Phase 1 is about the basic foundation, prompt engineering, and different type of AI and so on. So for that, let me go and look at actually pointing to, this is taken from our training program. So basic things, what you do here is you begin with artificial intelligence, what exactly this AI is, and what are the common use cases of AI, what are the industries in which you can implement. So when you go and attend the interviews, you can tell them what all, where all you might have implemented or pick some of the use cases depending on the client. If it's a fintech, or if it's a telecom, if it's a healthcare, if it's a IT, it could be fashion, it could be supply chain, and so on. So where the use cases are and when to use, what kind of a AI you should be using. We'll also talk about understand the machine learning, which is a subset of AI, and then what are machine learning models, which is very, very important. Now, in this case, you should be also learning the way you've learned AI use cases. You should be learning machine learning use cases on that can be implemented. Other thing is deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning. Depending on the role you're playing, may or may not be going that deeper as well. And how these machine learning, deep learning, AI are different with each other, and some of the common use cases of deep learning. Then comes generative AI, which became famous in last few years. So, what is that actual generative AI? Which I think you're generating code, you're generating the documents, you're generating the code, you're generating images, essays, or writing a lot of generative in terms of what that are. And then again, common use cases of Gen AI. So, which is image, text, audio, video, and a lot of other generative as well. Now, the very, very important from an agentic point of view is foundation model and the LLMs, what those LLMs are, and what are the different common LLMs you probably might be doing. RAG, which is another concept, which is knowledge base, which is where you point these models to look at a specific data for your client data as well. So RAG, so that they can answer based on the context of the data that your client have. So understanding of RAG. LangChain, where you connect multiple models to do more complex workflows or complex business use cases, LangChain as well. Then once you understand this, prompt engineering, will be there are different type of prompts you'll be doing, like zero shot, one shot, few shot, chain of thoughts. So understand this, how they are being implemented in the client use cases that you might be doing. And then you start learning what exactly is AI agent, what are the different between AI agent, assistant, bots, and the whole life cycle. This is what you're doing, where you're, as I said, at the whole scope, you begin with scoping the requirement, you select what LLMs, large language model you're going to pick, what are the agents you're going to do, whether it's and then what are the tools available to build these use cases that you have in the requirement, and then you go to designing these, um, depending on the type of what kind of agent you're going to pick, and then you're going to look at the governance, compliance, security, guardrails, observability management, and so on, and then testing part as well. And then once that's developed, then you optimize, deploy, and optimize and test and so on, as well. So this is something you should be doing and understanding. This is a whole life cycle that you do. So once you understood, look and make sure that what are the common use cases, understand, so you can talk in the interview, so that you don't have just book specific knowledge, but you can go and talk about more defined use cases and want to use what kind of a use cases as well. Once then you compare difference between the concepts are very, very important. So difference between AI, machine learning, deep learning, generative AI, agentic AI, what are the differences between them as well. Once you understood this, then go and look at the implementation of those with top cloud providers like AWS. So AWS has services on AWS and Azure. AWS is from Amazon, Azure is from Microsoft. So what are comparison of these services like AI and machine learning and deep learning and generative AI services as well. So what are from each of these as well in comparison. So AWS has again, I'm not going to go in deeper here, but just to give you idea about, there's a SageMaker, which is deep for advanced machine learning use cases. There's a Bedrock, there's a Amazon Q that you should be looking at. So these are some of the use cases that probably are there. Then also within Bedrock, there's a Bedrock agent, AI agent that you have. Then similarly, understand what is Microsoft Azure entire AI portfolio, and they have a Azure generative AI services, and then machine learning studio that they have. Also, recently, I think last year they introduced AI Foundry, which is a developer portal to develop these agents, LLMs, and a lot of entire AI-based applications you should be looking. Then, once you've done the basic implementation of AI and machine learning, or how do you develop them on cloud, then you're going to look at agentic AI tools and services where you have a no code like Cognos or N8N or Make or Relevance AI, and there are other third-party tools are available which you should be exploring, if not all, at least one or two of them. And then there's also low code, which is CrewEye, Langflow, Bedrock Agents, AI Foundry, which are very minimal code, drag and drop, and kind of a thing as well. Then you should also understand difference between, and this is all still I'm going for concepts because concepts is more important. And then we'll actually, once you understand these concepts, you go more advanced things like what are the traditional programming versus how does a machine learning lifecycle look like, and what this is more if you're implementing the machine learning, what are the phases of a machine learning as well. Also, the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, these are the machine learning types, and which one you should be implementing and so on doing machine learning as well. So that's pretty much from a basic concept point of view, you should be doing on implementing these points from a basic overview point. So this is I'm talking about is this is basic foundation. Sounds a lot, but trust me, it's simple and easy for you to understand that. Then you go for prompt engineering, as I already mentioned, and then go for these agents, agentic AI, and so on. This is where I was talking about is you'll be learning these low code, no code. Let me see if I have a presentation already on this. I was talking about these low code, no code tools that I was talking about on here. Once you have done those, as I said, you're going to develop these use cases, implementation of those, and I'm going to show you some of the hands-on lab you should probably might be doing. Now there's a multi-agent frameworks you should be deploying and understanding that as well. So do these are some of the hands-on lab you can implement. As I said, if you leave below this video, I'm going to give you, there should be a link to download on your WhatsApp, the entire the learning path and the whole thing on these things which I'm talking about. Also, there will be a free class link to join a free class, roughly around 90-minute free class where I go deeper into these things. So this is where you go and learn on agentic AI framework and so what you should be doing focusing is you should be focusing and make sure that you understand how to implement LLMs and the prompt techniques. You should also be understanding RAG systems, also design a multi-agent with memory planning, with what are the tools and building end-to-end application for using for AI agents, and then how do you apply ethics and then governance and security guardrails around these agents that you should be doing as well. So one second. Then the frameworks you should be also familiar. Let me pause this. It's playing up. So as I said, the LLMs are things like OpenAI GPT or Claude or Llama and other LLMs you should be familiar on understanding and by implementing those things as well. So that's pretty much on a high level that you do. So this is will help you to understand the agentic AI conceptually point of view in implementing these as well. Now, as I said, there are tons and tons of job and good paying job and pretty much good paying very good jobs as well. But if you want to go further deeper and on how to earn a 250 dollar plus job, a 250,000 plus job, I cover a three-step framework to get. So this is first you understand the concepts, implement and do the learning, which will give you a confidence to start applying for this job, which is learning the all those things in an implementation by implementing, but also with that doing the project work. So that when you go and apply for the jobs like this, which I'm going to go back again and say you apply for all these jobs, AI engineer, for example, or leadership AI scientist, or these jobs, when you go and apply, you write exactly what they've been asked saying that you've implemented those things. So once you've understood and do step one, which is doing the good implementation with projects, second part is going and preparing the resume. And I'll give you some tips what you should be avoiding or not doing or things you should be doing. So link the resume, it should be totally aligned as per the job description. Um, and make sure that you go and implement some of these things in the as per given in the job if you've not done. Um, and then third thing is about then LinkedIn, which is important. This is step two. And then of course, step three is preparing, do the multiple mock interviews, prepare for those as well. And if you're part of our programs or if you're working with us on Deeper, we give you all these uh, interview questions based on the job description so that you can go and implement those things as well. And this is where we help you in going from not being confident to apply for these jobs to super confident to apply for these jobs, or from not getting interview calls to get interview calls, and if no job offer to getting multiple job offers. So as I said at the start, if you're interested, check the link below this video where we go and talk about um, first of all, download all this whole framework, or sorry, the path which I've shared earlier. Also look at the free class where we'll go and cover this, how to get a 300 or so 250K plus job in AI, machine learning, generative AI, agentic AI as well. So with that, I'm going to go and let me know what if you have any specific job that you want me to cover. I'll go and cover that. So probably I might be covering in my next video, or if you have any questions with respect to a particular topic within which I've covered here or something else, do let me know as well. And possibly if I see enough requests, I might go and look at some of these job descriptions and go a little bit deeper into how do you prepare the resume for this particular job. For example, this is one here, or this is another one here, Gen AI, Agentic AI architect job role. How do you, what kind of a resume should look like? If you're interested, leave a comment. I'll go ahead and prepare that job. With that, this is Atul from Team K21 Academy. Thanks for watching this, and do let me know if you want any other thing on this channel. Now, I'll see you in next week with another video. Till then, take care and bye for now.